Hey, Blue Fleet, how are we doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Ace Attorney night, and we are playing Dual Destinies again. We're doing case 5-2, final trial day. I'm probably not much more than that, to be honest, because I've just clocked off of work for annual leave, and I'll be honest, I'm absolutely exhausted. This might be a tough one. Yeah, as you can see, we've got a new addition for Ace Attorney. We've got Cuddly Blackquill. I mean, the picture is used without permission, but I've put a link to the person who made this in the YouTube description. So, you know, I feel obliged to point out they make some neat plushies, so go give them a follow. You know, go give us some love. It's the plushie lady over on DeviantArt. We've also got my badge on and some hands for grasping. Yes. But anyway, I'm on annual leave now, so I'm hoping I'm going to be able to recuperate a little bit, because honestly, work for the last few days, I've been so tired, it's not even been funny. Like, it's actually just been like, what the hell's going on with my life at this point? Oh, hi, Ara, how you doing? Do you like it? Listen. It's not gay if he's cute. You could say that I've become Blackquill pilled. Okay. Trial day 2. Let's jump in. Let's hope this ain't too tough. Alright. April the 19th, 9:30 AM. District Court. Courtroom. Number 4. The exploded one. Okay. Day 2. Course is now in session. All rise. Almost finished with the case, yeah. And then we're probably not going to really go very far beyond the end of this trial, to be honest, because I need to rest. Like, I'm so fucked by work at the minute. It's not even funny. Like, yesterday, I streamed Stardew Valley for about an hour and a half, and then I just got to the point and was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do it. I need to rest. I just need to chill out. But yeah, we'll see how tonight goes. Hopefully it'll go alright. Court is back in session for the trial of Damien Tenma. Apollo Justice, Defense Team Leader is ready, Your Honor. Athena Sykes, Assistant Defender, is ready too, Your Honor. J. Suis Pratt. J. Suis Pratt. Yeah, let me just check something one moment. Just give me a second. I should have checked this before I went live, but just want to check that my YouTube chat has the right... Yes, it does. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Jesus is Pratt. I see. Jesus is pretty. I understand. Yeah, I've updated my YouTube alerts, so hopefully they're going to actually work now. But we'll see. As chipper as ever, I see, and in French no less. And the prosecution? Very well then. By the way, I asked Detective Fulbright to provide sturdier shackles today. There will be no more of your funny business this time, Prosecutor Blackquill. Now, your opening statement, if you would. I believe it's standard procedure for the prosecution to handle it. Looks like the judge is really bringing it today. He probably realised how Blackquill played him. That was what Mean Game Assignment says. Yeah, His Honour has to fight to defend his honour today. Huh. Your boldness. It's plain to see that you've always dreamed of delivering an epic opening statement. I have? I don't know if I'd say that. Why, of course you have. I saw it in your eyes the last time you gave the opening statement. That was the look of one who yearns deeply for the thrill of an epic opening statement. For decades now, you've been watching opening statements from your bench. Hey Hades, how you doing? They were the crown jewels of the court, the one thing you could not possess. The crown jewels of the court? Now, at long last, they are within your grasp. How could you possibly refuse? Oh, so you don't mind if I do it then? I'll make a special exception, just this once. Here we go again. Why am I holding a Blackquill plushie? Why do those even exist? Listen. Listen, Hades. Listen. 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 Okay? Yep, more Blackwill's mind games. See, I mean, I realised something, because I saw that Ace Attorney Reddit quite often asks, why does no one like the prosecutor from Ace Attorney 6? And I realised they changed prosecutor. So the reason they dislike the Ace Attorney 6 prosecutor is because once you go Blackquill, you can't go Backquill. You know, that's just how it is, apparently. So, we've all learned something today, right? Well, in that case, I think I might go ahead and make the opening statement myself. In yesterday's session, we learned the shocking truth that the victim, Alderman Rex Kubi, was the Amazing Ninetales. We also learned that the Amazing Ninetales was a key figure in the yokai craze and anti-merger protests. It was further revealed that upon learning Rex Kubi's secret identity, Mayor Damien Tenma murdered him. That's not even a mind game, the judge is just weirdly susceptible to suggestion. It's the lack of hair. It's if he had hair, he'd have some sort of psychic defense. You know, like Juggernaut in X-Men, but the helmet. You know, he's like, right now, he's just like, no, Simon, get out of my head, Simon. The fact that the crime took place in a tightly locked room was also brought to light. And the only people in that tightly locked room were the defendant and victim. The defense proposed the existence of a hypothetical third party. But further investigation revealed no proof of a third party who had escaped the room. Ergo, we must conclude that the evidence against the defendant is, well, conclusive. Ah, did I say something wrong? That was quite astonishing. You've truly outdone yourself this time. Oh, one more thing to boast about to my grandchild. Well, this was not an unexpected turn of events. Now then, it seems the prosecution has called a new witness to testify. The inexplicable yokai evidence left at the scene of the crime. Well, does that not demand some sort of explanation? It's well known that hair prevents thoughts from escaping. Yeah. Why do you think I've got this dome of a hair? Oh, baby. The feathers and tracks, weren't those left by the mayor while he was possessed? That was but an act to protect his daughter. Oh, yes, of course. I'd suspected as much. Wait, did he actually believe the mayor's award-winning performance? His daughter was the one who planted the yokai evidence. Ergo, the true identity of the yokai in the manor was the manor's maid, Jinxie Tenma. Objection! The prosecution's engaging in mere conjecture. Would you care for some witness testimony, then? For I am ready to prove that the little scamp is the one behind the Tenmataro farce. Why won't he call me a little scamp? Witness testimony, I bet he means Filch and that creep LaBelle. Oh shit, I've got my throat sweets. Ready for LaBelle. Very well then. Bailiff, would you bring in the first witness? Uh-oh, it's him again. Mr. Filch, you made quite the hasty exit yesterday. See that it doesn't happen again today. Best known for a hasty retreat since I was a kid. Be a trademark of mine. Indeed, you managed to give a total of 5 bailiffs the slip. Well, those amateurs could never nab me. LaBelle should be the last French character for a while. Nice. How do I feel about Russian accents? It depends. For you seeing, I can occasionally do the convincing Russian accent. Do you see, comrade? I get a little vodka. Yes. Perhaps we should shackle you by the neck. That would keep you in place. Yipes! No, please, I'm liable to rebound here if you start running. Your statement now. Yes, sir. Mr. Blackhead, sir. Am I hugging a plushie of myself? No. It's not a plushie of me. It's a Simon Blackquill plushie. He may be a hasty retreat, but there's no escaping Prosecutor Blackquill. Yeah, Blackquill doesn't strike me as the give-up easy type.
Now then, Mr. Filch, your testimony, please. Specifically, the true nature of the yokai you saw in the manor shortly after the crime.
Hi, by the way, Cyber. How are you doing? The yokai is Jinxie.
Tenmatara's really that little maid gal. Ain't no doubt about it. I mean, the Tenmatara, I just saw a little thing about her size. But a little run on a big old staff. I seen when she came into the foyer. Bet you she stole from the Forbidden Chamber after stumbling on the crime scene. She was going to use it to wallop me on account of my fierce reputation. I just know it.
No, this is the second case. This is case number 2. But it canonically is before the first case. This is the courtroom that got exploded.
So, Tenmatara was short in stature. And that's because it was Miss Jinxie Tenma all along? You betcha. Besides, all the rest of the manor were way taller than her.
Feigning height is but an easy thing. But a big ox like the defendant could never pass for short. What if the Tenmatara impersonator was walking on their knees? Come on, Apollo. What the fuck, man?
Well, no knee walking. I've seen it myself. Then perhaps that yokai was really Miss Tenma after all.
All monsters are naught but tricks, either of the mind or the cheap parlour variety.
So you're saying she created an illusion like one of those magical eye things?
Precisely. Human senses are easily deceived. Take the fellow in the cell next to me. Each night he cries and screams about some ghost he thinks he sees. But in truth, it was simply the janitor.
Ho ho ho! Prosecutor Blackquill just gave it the ghost, literally.
The janitor's deathly complexion and all-white attire are no doubt partially to blame. That and the fact that he constantly mutters about taking vengeance for this or that. That actually sounds like a real ghost to me.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
Okay. Let's go.
Hold it!
Hold it! Mr. Filch, you and Mr. LaBelle mentioned something about a practice yesterday. Do you deny the so-called lesson was about what you were supposed to say in court?
No, you got it all wrong.
Then could you tell the court exactly what sort of lesson it was?
Oh, it was, what was it again? Yipes, now I remember. Math, you know, numbers and stuff.
He's completely under Blackquill's control, too.
Anyway, that Tenmatara was a little maid-gal, so what's the difference?
That got me nothing useful.
Hold it!
I take it you got a good look at how tall the Tenmatara impersonator was.
You betcha. I got a habit of sizing people up. I can even give you a primer on how to pull it off. All under the table, Natch. I got a knack for figuring out where people's pockets are and how much money they have. I size them real good before I relieve them of their valuables.
He just admitted to being a pickpocket right here in court.
Does the witness hold that this Tenmatara entered the foyer? Darn right I do. Hold it.
Okay. Well, you're not going to brush it all off by claiming the perp was short.
Must have hit a raw nerve because you ain't that tall yourself.
Look who's talking, mister. I've got to stand in the box just to testify. Anyway, Mr. Filch, correct me if I'm wrong. But didn't you say that the Tenmatara you saw had a staff?
Cross my heart, hope to die. I know, because it would jingle and jangle.
And where do you suppose that staff came from?
Well, the staff, you say? Well, Hold it!
I suppose you mean to say that Jinxie Tenma entered the Forbidden Chamber to get one.
Well, I'd never seen a staff like that in the manor. So it had to be the Forbidden Chamber.
Oh, really? The stench of LaBelle is thick in the air today. Jinxie entered the Forbidden Chamber after the incident. Then she took the staff and tried to cover up her actions by pretending to be Tenmataro. I guess that's what Filch is trying to say. Could Jinxie have even entered the Forbidden Chamber if she wanted to?
There is one thing I was wondering about. Why did that yokai have a staff in the first place? Well, I've got my hunches about that.
Your fierce reputation.
Hold it!
Okay. Wallop you. And why would the so-called yokai want to do that?
That little mare gal never did like me. She always hightails it when I come round and she sticks these weird papers on my noggin.
She probably thinks of him as the dreaded tanuki monster of Kurumi Manor or something. We need to prove that Jinxie isn't Tenmataro, but I've no idea how we're going to do that. All we have to do is prove that it was impossible for Jinxie to turn into Tenmataro. And that might be easier than you think. Really. Now's our chance. Our chance to expose the real Tenmataro for all to see. Okay. Let's have a quick look at our bits and bats. The key that the mayor took from the killer and swallowed. There's only one of its kind. I think it's this. The key that the mayor took from the killer and swallowed. There's only one of its kind. The mayor got lucky not to choke on the key. This implies that the mayor has other skills which are best left untouched on this stream. And the less we say about that right now, the better, right? Listen. Man's got a good gag reflex, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Caw. Okay. I'm gonna try this. Ow! Come on! What'd I do? I think it's this. I think it's this because there's only one of its kind. And that key you have to use to get into the Forbidden Chamber. So if the mayor's taken it and swallowed it...
Objection!
Yes! It would seem that Tenmataro was in fact not this innocent little girl.
Huh? How do you figure that?
You claim that the Tenmataro you saw had one of those staves from the Forbidden Chamber. But it would have been impossible for Miss Tenma to get hold of one.
Care to elaborate, Mr. Justice?
The mayor swallowed this key shortly after the murder. He wanted to keep the killer out of the Forbidden Chamber. What's this? This key was deep in the mayor's stomach when Miss Tenma discovered the crime scene. So you see, it would have been impossible for her to get into the Forbidden Chamber. In short, the Tenmataro seen holding that staff could not have been Jinxie Tenma.
Ah! Ah! What?
Get pointed at, nerds.
But then who does the defense believe was impersonating Tenmataro?
Our Tenmataro is none other than...
Objection!
Okay. He's objecting. Such accusations beg evidence. Aside from his ghastly appearance, can you prove he's the yokai we seek? Yes, in fact, I can.
Very well, let's see where the defense is going with this. Mr. Justice, please show us proof as to the true identity of the Tenmataro impersonator.
I'll show you the true identity of my fucking save slots, Udgy. Get fucking save scummed, nerd. Okay. An item that was recently dropped in the Forbidden Chamber. Yeah, I think it's this.
Take that!
Take that! We found this hand cream in the Forbidden Chamber. And we know that whoever was Tenmataro took one of the staves out of there. In short, I believe whoever this hand cream belongs to is the yokai impersonator we're looking for.
But Mr. Justice, how do you propose to identify the hand cream's owner?
I'm glad you asked, Your Honor. The defense requests a fingerprint analysis on this piece of evidence. Oh, look at that. The emotes actually show up properly with these chat boxes. That is excellent. That's excellent. I like it. I like it. I like it. I'm kind of hoping that someone subs on YouTube during the stream, so I want to see if the I want to see if the alerts are working properly now. Because if both of my alert sets are working, I'll be a very happy boy. Let me just, like, test something out a second. So, I'm just going to put a little test message into YouTube chat. Okay, yeah, YouTube chat's working fine, so there's no issue there. So it's just the, like, it's just the alerts then. Anyhow, it might tell us who it belongs to.
Interesting. So you expect to find the yokai's prints there? Very well. I hereby call a short recess while we wait for the fingerprint results.
No need for that, your boldness. We have the prints of everyone at the manor that day.
You call Prosecutor Blackquill?
Could anyone be more whipped? Fulbright, analyze this for prints. You have 3 minutes.
Your wish is my command. Very well then. I guess we'll just wait right here.
It would seem the fingerprint analysis is complete.
What do the results show?
What in the world? They're Florent Labelle's prints, aren't they? This is absurd. Prosecutor Blackquill? Not gonna like this, am I? Is it Rex Cuby's prints?
Don't tell me they're Tenmataro's prints.
Fingerprint analysis has revealed that the prints belong to Phineas Filch. I should have known it was that thieving little git.
Objection!
Wait, what? What? Then Mr. LaBelle wasn't the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber.
Objection!
Why, you tricksy little tanuki. Explain yourself now.
Sure, them prints are mine. I mean, I did pilfer that hand cream from Mr. LaBelle, after all.
So you're the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber?
So what if I did? Got a problem with it? Yipes!
You fool of a tanuki. Oh, he's in trouble now, isn't he?
Order! Order!
Game music's a bit low. How's that? That better?
Mr. Justice, can you explain what this could mean?
Excellent question. The fact that Mr. Filch is in the Forbidden Chamber... Wait a second. Does this mean that the Tenmataro holding that staff was Phineas Filch?
Yipes! Another cat out of the bag! Mr. Filch is Tenmataro?
Uh-oh. I didn't see that one coming. I don't understand. I not understand. Does this mean Mr. Filch is the real killer?
The witness will explain himself this instant. Begging your pardon, your honorship, but I was just doing what the alderman told me. He wanted me to be Tenmataro in the village exorcism ritual.
Oh, you mean that event at the Nine-Tails Vale Festival? So that was you inside the Tenmataro costume. Hey, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. I've got a plushie today. I'm hugging him. I will cuddle him and sleep at night with him. And he will say, objection and silence. And I will just be like, yes, daddy.
Yep, and after the event, I went to watch that pro wrestling program. But it bored me to tears on account of the wrestlers being complete jobbers.
So he didn't actually watch the entire wrestling match?
That's when I looked at the Tenmataro costume and got a great idea. Nobody can tell it's me while I'm wearing it. And because of them superstitions, no matter what I do, the villagers won't say a word. In other words, you use the superstitions to effectively render yourself invisible.
Why did you want to enter the Forbidden Chamber in the first place?
Because of the treasure there. Thought that was my big chance to sneak in and then nab it.
Treasure?
Oh, it's the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpapa told me all about it. Said there's an amazing treasure in there.
I see. He went in there not knowing his grandfather already pilfered it. Guess that's one tale that didn't get passed down from grandpappy to grandson. Wait, how exactly did you get into the Forbidden Chamber? There was a meeting in the Fox Chamber that day. Plus the mayor swore the only key that could open the Forbidden Chamber's door. You couldn't have possibly gotten in.
I come through the air vent of the foyer. Fence left of the Alderman's picture. I went in and made a nice little hole. Used that to get into the air duct that leads into the forbidden chamber, I did.
What? How's that even possible? Wait a sec. Remember that air vent in the forbidden chamber? So Mr. Filch found a way to get into that air duct. And that's how we got from the foyer vent to the forbidden chamber vent. Bit confusing.
So Tenmatara was nothing more than a cat burglar, or rather a tanuki burglar, and went back to being without anyone to charge the Alderman's murder.
Looks like our so-called yokai is nothing more than one big troublemaker. Tell me, Mr. Filch, what did you do after fleeing to the foyer?
I got out of that costume right quick. Would have just got trouble at that point.
And where's that costume now?
Heck if I know. And it ain't my fault if you'd never find it.
The police searched every nook and cranny. No yokai costume was left in that manor. What if it was tossed outside the manor? Are you kidding me? They didn't see Tenmataro flying. Someone just yeeted it as litter. Okay. No way. But maybe, just maybe.
The defence seems to have hit upon an idea. Well, go on, Mr. Justice.
Alright, here's what I think. Mr. Filch, did you get rid of the costume here?
Take that!
Did you toss it out the window? Because that would certainly explain why it didn't turn up inside the manor.
You think I tossed it out the window? That costume cost me a pretty penny.
Did you get rid of the costume through save slot number 2?
So why'd I go do something like that?
I can think of a few reasons. Any bright ideas, Apollo? Well, assuming the costume really was tossed out from the window, then the next question would be, what happened to it after that? And if I'm right, I might have just the thing to prove what happened to the costume. Phineas Filch, I have just the evidence for you.
You do?
This evidence proves you got rid of your Tenmataro costume through the window. It's this. It's the special edition paper.
Take that!
It has to be.
Ah, that's... Tenmataro flying through the sky? And just how does that prove Mr. Filch threw his costume out the window?
It's quite simple. That's not Tenmataro in the photo, it's the costume Mr. Filch threw out.
Oh, that's crazy, Tom. You ain't serious, are you?
There's a steep cliff right outside the foyer window, meaning the man is pretty high up. The costume flew through the air after it was tossed out. That's when the photo was taken. In other words, the photo of Tenmataro really was a flight of fantasy.
What? Yikes!
That's pretty good.
Oh my, so there never really was a yokai. Oh, I can't keep any of them cats bagged. Can I still file a claim for the lost costume?
Means the costume's already made to glide, which is kind of crazy, yeah. This more than proves the defence's position. Jinxie Tenma had nothing to do with staging the yokai sighting.
Care to raise any objections, Prosecutor Blackquill?
None whatsoever. I'll deal with that tricksy Tanuki after I've dealt with this case. We did it. Good going. Now all we have to do is make Florent LaBelle take the stand.
Objection!
Uh-oh. Sheathing the sword a bit early, are we not? Nothing has been proven beyond a doubt. Take this tricksy little Tanuki, for instance. How do you suppose he was able to exit the Forbidden Chamber? Probably the same way he got in. Through the chamber's air vent. And what of the feathers and tracks at the scene of the crime? They would suggest that the Tanuki exited through the chamber door, not the air vent.
Objection!
But the Forbidden Chamber doesn't open from the inside. So what you're saying makes no sense. Right? Someone on the outside opened the door for you. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right, Mr. Blackjack. The door suddenly sprung right open.
Hold it!
Sprung right open? Who was on the other side?
Didn't get a good look on account of the sudden glare. Like how the reflection from my head blinds fellow moviegoers emerging from the dark. That's when I snatched that staff and made my darn escape. And then that little Maygal spotted me as I hightailed it down the hall.
That means the Forbidden Chamber wasn't open until after the crime was discovered. But wait. We still don't know who opened it. Maybe there really was a third person in the Fox Chamber.
Objection!
Well, you little tanuki. When the Forbidden Chamber opened, did you see the accused passed out there?
Nope. The only one there was the alderman. He was dead as a doornail.
If the accused wasn't there, what do you suppose he was up to? Uh-oh. I don't like where this is going.
Ah, don't tell me.
Plainly, the only one who could have opened the Forbidden Chamber was the accused Damien Tenma.
Oh.
Don't like it.
Hold it!
Wait a second. There had to be someone else besides Mayor Tenma there.
Really? And who might that be?
Oh, well, that would be...
Objection!
It seems our feisty little lass has forgotten the most important thing. Evidence. I didn't forget. I was just testing your attention to details.
Besides, you can't prove your point without proof of some sort. It's a proven fact.
Sorry. I guess I put my foot in my mouth again. No, Athena, we're definitely on something here. We are? Think about it. If Filch was stuck inside the Forbidden Chamber, one of the alibis we heard would no longer hold any water. The defense would like to call a new witness to the stand. Someone who knew Mr. Filch was stuck in the Forbidden Chamber, and by virtue of knowing this, has an alibi that no longer adds up. Ah, not that insufferable.
Very well. The court will hear what Mr. Justice has to say. Whose alibi no longer adds up?
I need to actually... Whose alibi no longer adds up? I need to try and remember the alibis. So, let's just go over things. LaBelle was off doing something at the time. I mean, LaBelle's the obvious answer because we're trying to accuse him. Supposedly in the foyer with Filch at the time of the murder. But if Filch is in the Forbidden Chamber, then he can't be. So yeah, it's the obvious answer. I was overcooking that so badly. I was like, they're not going to make me go for the obvious answer, are they? It's not the obvious answer. It can't be the obvious answer. It can't be the.
Take that!
Why, that's the defendant's aide, Florent LaBelle. Didn't he claim to be in the foyer at the time of the crime?
True, but in his alibi, he also claimed Mr. Filch was in the foyer too. However, as we all know, Mr. Filch was not there with Mr. LaBelle at the time. In short, Mr. LaBelle's alibi has disappeared.
Ah!
Florent LaBelle's alibi was one big lie. Isn't that right, Mr. Filch?
I reckon there ain't no keeping that cat in the bag here, neither. It was all Mr. LaBelle's idea. He told me he'd button his lip about me breaking the Forbidden Chamber. And in return, he said we vouched for each other's alibi. Shame on you, Mr. Filch. Perjury is a serious crime, you know.
Ah, shucks.
Mercy, your honorship, mercy!
He doesn't really want mercy, does he? No, he's not doing the creepy eye look.
Ah!
I also assert the person who opened the Forbidden Chamber for Mr. Filch was none other than Florent LaBelle. After all, his alibi's just been proven to be a complete fabrication.
I see. We will take a 20-minute recess. After which time we will see what Mr. LaBelle has to say for himself.
Yes. We're finally going to drag that slippery snake that comes to the stand.
In the meantime, the prosecution will question Mr. LaBelle about these new allegations.
Okay. Right, give me 1 second, chat. I just need to go to the toilet real quick. I'll be right back. Right, your boy is back. We did it, Apollo! We finally dragged Mr. LaBelle into court. Yeah. Hey, what a long face. I can't help but feel I'm missing something important. Plus, Prosecutor Blackwell's bound to mount a counterattack. You really are a worrywart, aren't you? You'll be fine. That mystery figure opened the Forbidden Chamber for Mr. Filch. Had to have been Florent LaBelle. I know, but that's not what's bugging me. I wish I could put my finger on it, though. At any rate, the big showdown with Mr. LaBelle's up next, so chin up, Apollo. So, here's a theory. Who had the key to the Forbidden Chamber? Who had the key to the Forbidden Chamber? It was Tenma. Wouldn't it be crazy if he'd actually opened it? I mean, I'm kind of confused as to why, but I guess we're about to find out, huh? Oh, it's that Joker-ass motherfucker.
Court is back in session. Our next witness is...
He literally looks like the Joker.
We are acting on behalf of the murder in this very important matter. It seems the witness is predisposed at the moment. Surely you just hold you to your promise. Remember that. Oh, my deepest apologies. This is Florent LaBelle, personal aide to Moya Tenma. Or should I say, the accused.
Ouch, like the poor mayor hasn't suffered enough.
Oh, what business do you have with me? Oh, I'm very busy man, so let's make this as brief as possible.
Your boldness.
Ah, right. Mr. Filch's testimony has revealed a hole in your alibi. And for this reason, you are suspected of having some sort of connection with the case at hand. To think I'd be associated with this entirely lurid affair. Oh, I'm not, Sir Meaguna. I have very important matters to attend to.
Objection!
As you can see, my French accent is still tip-top. I don't think so, Mr. LaBelle. Do you realise what a serious crime you've committed?
Witness, you are being accused of perjury. This is your chance to clear the air. The truth is, I fucked my alibi for a very good reason. The mayor was obviously the killer, so I created a fake alibi to confuse the matter. You see, as his personal aide, I felt hard to protect him. Sorry.
You think this is funny? Without your alibi, you're a suspect too. What were you really doing at the time of the crime?
Peasant, how dare you accuse me, one of the beautiful people, of being...
Wait, he's one of the beautiful people. He's one of the... We probably shouldn't make Marilyn Manson jokes. He's fallen very far from grace these days. But he is a bit of a Marilyn Manson-ass looking motherfucker as well, isn't he? Oh, da 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 da. That reminds you of good news. Drumpf got declared guilty in the hush money case. I saw all 34 counts. Guilty on all 34 counts of felony. So, whatever happens, you can say, found guilty by a court of his peers. Neat. Stop stalling and tell the court what you're really doing at the time of the crime.
Silence!
Yes, Daddy. Enough jabbering. Swords have been drawn. The time for talk is past. Swords? What swords? This is a duel to the death. The fate of the accused rests in our hands. What was the crime he was accused of? He was accused of paying hush money to, I think, a prostitute. And basically, because of his position, that's like a felony offence. It's like, it's prisonable. Be gone, ye of cowardly heart. He just snapped his fucking things again. The battlefield hath no place for ye. He did brag about it, yeah. Again.
Oh, ma! Spare me, please!
Okay. So much for sturdier shackles. Ah! Those chains hindered my vow that heads would roll this day. This gives keeping your head on in court a whole new meaning. Will the witness please deliver the accused's death knell? You know of what I speak. Oh! Most certainly. His goose is already cooked. Time to stick a fork in him. Whatever he has to say can't be good. As I told Prosecutor Blackquill during the recess, I rushed right over to the Fox chamber when I heard Jinxie scream. What? The drumroll, please. I saw Martin opening the forbidden chamber doors. But there you have it. The mystery man who opened the chamber door, as witnessed by one Phineas Filch. It was the accused. There was never any third party. Did you see his eye just then? Blackquill enjoys being a theatrical fucker. I'm a theatrical. I'm a theatrical. Shut up! Oh, and that's not all. I heard something quite startling there to see that crime. Startling sounds bad. The mayor was barely conscious, but he had this. Forgive me, Jinxie. I call the older man. That's right. The mayor actually confessed to the murder right on there.
He confessed?
I don't think he did.
Order in the court. This is quite conclusive testimony if it stands.
Just so, and quite astonishing, I might add. I only learned of this fact during the recess.
I just love surprises, don't you? That's why I saved the best for last. Consider a gift from me to you.
No way. I don't believe Mr. LaBelle heard the mayor confess. Isn't the Mar-a-Lago thing bullshit from the judge's part, though? I don't know, because I don't know American law well enough, but I'm pretty sure like the accusation is he stole confidential documents from the White House and stored them in his personal residence, which is like straight up fucking like massive breach. So I don't know.
But is this really true? Did Mayor Tenma really confess?
It is indeed. During that last recess, I confirmed it with the mayor's daughter. It would seem Mayor Tenma actually did confess.
That testimony is quite favourable to the prosecutions.
This is LaBelle. Yes, I called earlier about the party reservations. That's right, and I'll be calling my little Shundug Mayor Tenma's conviction gala. A splendid time is guaranteed for all. Oh, but the man is defense. Oh.
Well, as it seems our witness is a very busy man, let's get right to his testimony. Mr. LaBelle, please tell us what you saw when you came upon the scene of the crime.
The Mar-a-Lago thing is that the judge claims to a summary judgment the entire thing is worth less than Trump claims. Yeah, I guess I'm thinking about something else then.
I was in the hallway hiding in the shadows. That's when I heard the confession. Upon learning of her father's crime, little Jinxie fled without ever noticing me. Immediately after that, the mayor came to, stood up and opened the forbidden chamber. As I ran in terror, the demon emerged from his prison. In shock, I fled down the hallway to my right, the one with the phone at the end.
I must say, this is a shocking revelation. Quite unexpected. To think the defendant actually confessed then and there to his crime. Perhaps
the guilt was too much to bear, so he confided in his daughter. You do realize you should have not withheld such crucial testimony from the court. Oh, once again, sorry. It's just, I feel being accused of our marchand coming from that most unpleasant scene.
Why are you coming over a murder scene? That's fucked up, man. That's so messed up, dude. Why did the mayor's confession have to be brought up by this guy? What? Can we kink shame LaBelle, please? If he goons over corpses, I think we should kink shame him. We better do something before the judge declares the mayor guilty. As a death row inmate once told me in years gone by, there is a time to fight and a time to yield, a time to live and a time to die. Oh, he's laying it on real thick now.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
Maybe we should give LaBelle a mob. I hate the way it looks like he's stroking and it's like touching his nipple. Kink shaming is always morally correct. I don't know. Like, if someone likes knee pits, I'm not going to say, oh, that's really fucked up. It's like, actually, yeah, that's kind of nice. You know, that's kind of cool. I'm not going to judge him for that. Right.
Hold it!
Hold it! You claim that the mayor confessed to his daughter. Are you sure about that?
Peasant, you would dare ask such a question if you truly understood. True beauty is never wrong.
It's not.
No, beauty is carved deep in the DNA. That means I'm programmed to always be right, even when I'm wrong.
I'm not following.
These exquisite ears like flowers in bloom. These eyes that shine like pearls. This all like the forest sulk. Nothing can corrupt the truth they hold.
Right.
The witness will hurry up and explain this truth of his. Specifically, what did Jinxie tell me to upon hearing the confession?
Okay.
Hold it!
Hold it! How did Miss Tenma appear to you?
Oh, the poor little thing seemed positively heartbroken, or teary-eyed and whatnot. I couldn't help but shed a few tears myself after hearing her like that.
He actually sympathised with Jinxie? Seems like an overly human emotion for him. Yeah, because he's the only real monster we've seen so far, in looks and in character.
The next thing I did was chuck my face in the mirror.
Checked your face? Why?
To be all the beauty that is my sadness, what else?
Apollo, I'm starting to lose all faith in humanity. I know the feeling, but hang in there. At least keep faith in our client.
Let's keep this moving, shall we? So what happened next?
Okay.
Hold it!
He opened the Forbidden Chamber, but why would he do that?
Who knows? Maybe he wanted to freeze the demon to mortal her.
Objection!
The courtroom is no place for fairy tales. Remember, you are under oath.
Hello, Le Bar speaking. Yeah, I will certainly explore the matter. Doodles! No, where were we again?
You were going to tell us the real reason why the mayor opened the Forbidden Chamber.
Oh, oui, of course. Hello, this is the bell. Oh, good one, sir. You're an absolute lad. Okay, bye. You were saying?
Never mind. This is a waste of time. He's just going to tell more lies. Everyone hates this obnoxious joker-ass dickhead. Yeah, he's a wanker, isn't he?
The witness will focus on his testimony, not his phone calls. Now tell the court what you did after you saw the mayor open the Forbidden Chamber. What after that?
With Throat Sweet Maximus tonight. With Throat Sweet Maxing tonight. Suck Maxing. That's what we're doing, yeah. Just give me a second. Okay. Okay, we're good. Suck Maxing, yeah. There's a cough sweet. Oh, hang on. The big question mark is perfect. What was Mr. Filch like at the time?
It was shouting, Okasi, it's the curse of Tomato. So, he took off running like a madman.
He must have been blinded by the sudden light flooding in.
Wrong.
What?
He set eyes upon me. I was just blinded by my radiant beauty.
Okay. So it was the curse of Florent Labelle rather than Tenmataro, or the curse of Ra.
Oui, I'm afraid such beauty can be a curse. It's almost criminal.
The only thing criminal here is your ceaseless jabbering. Now get on with your testimony.
Oh, forgive me your darkness. Lassie, oh, yes, I've fled for dear life from Tormentor.
I pretend to hate the French, but I can't help but introduce it even when it's not in the actual dialogue. Listen, I'm a method actor. I'm a character actor, alright? He's French, therefore, everything he says is in French accent. And it's an accurate French accent at that. It has to be like you are actually speaking to this person face to face. You have to experience what talking to him is like. That's what I give to you. This is my gift. This is my gift.
Hold it!
So, after you fled into the hallway with the phone at the end, Tenmataro ran off towards the foyer.
Precisely.
Notice any inconsistencies, Apollo? I'm lucky that you're confined to text. Well, I mean, you know I'm right. The truth is on my side. Well, Jinxie also saw Tenmataro, right? She did. She said they passed each other in the hall after she made that call to the police. Well, if Labelle fled down the hall where that phone is, Jinxie would have seen him when she was returning from making a call. Oh, right. And if she saw him, she would have definitely asked him for help. Right. It just doesn't make any sense. Time to review the evidence. If we don't find some way to poke a hole in his testimony, Ray Tempest is as good as guilty. This is bad, very bad. We need to find an inconsistency, a mistake, some kind of conflict. It's all over if we can't find a flaw in the prosecution's case. Okay. I mean, we basically have done, haven't we? So... I think we have to play the map. I think we play the diagram here. That's the one that kind of jumps out at me. But let's check everything else first. Or this. She couldn't call for help because there was no one else in the hall. Let's try this.
Objection!
Florent Labelle, you're lying about having witnessed these events from the hallway.
Oh, what on earth do you mean?
Yes, care to fill the rest of us in, Mr. Justice? If Mr. Labelle had really fled down into the hall with the phone in it, he would have crossed paths with Miss Tenma.
What's this?
After she discovered the crime scene, she immediately went to call the police. Then after making her call, she went back to the main hallway. Whereupon she encountered the demon, yokai, whatever you want to call it. As for me, I call it Phineas Filch in a Tenmataro costume. The encounter happened right here where the hallways meet. As for Mr. Labelle, if he had fled here, feigning escape from the yokai imposter, why,
Yes, the two would have crossed paths.
Right, except Miss Temba told us that there was no one else in the hall. In short, Miss Temba didn't see you in the hall because you were never really there.
Ah! My eyes! My beautiful eyes!
Not such a fabulous scent now, is it? Fabulous!
But Mr. Justice, the witness also stated he heard the mayor confess. If he was lying about hearing the confession from the hall, then where was he when he heard it?
Inside the Fox Chamber. Where else?
But isn't that within the very crime scene?
It is, Your Honour. And that means he's not really a witness. Rather, he's the third party I've been alleging this whole time.
What? You think I'm the killer? I'll adore you.
Silence.
Yes, Daddy. Foolish fop. A true man knows when he is beaten. A shield of lies comes to naught before a foe with the sword of truth bared.
Prosecutor Blackquill, what are you? I thought we were on the same side.
You are mistaken. There are no sides here save for my cold, steely edge of judgment. You are alone upon this battlefield, with naught but your lies and sickly sweet perfume. Whoa, what just happened? Blackwell's really tearing into him. You heard the mayor's confession from the inside, did you not, you deviant dandy? I gotta put my fan on. I'm fucking boiling all of a sudden. Oh! Good God. Oh my God. What a line. You deviant dandy. Good God. For the sole location from which you could have seen and heard the mayor and the Tanuki, without either of them noticing you were right there in the Fox Chamber.
Oh man, so that's how it's going to be. Fine, I'll come clean then.
Seriously? You admit to being there in the Fox Chamber?
I do, I entered the room after the murder. But I was afraid of being falsely accused, so I lied about it. I feel terrible about lying like that, but it's a verbal cologne I used to protect myself.
You better explain yourself, Mr. LaBelle.
We, of course, I was just about to get to that.
The witness is skating on thin ice. I'll remind you that perjury is a very serious crime. Now let's hear your testimony again, this time without your perfume of lies.
I'm still howling.
I did enter the Fox Chamber after the murder, but I didn't enter until after Shanzu had heard the confession left. Up here the maroon and it behind the folding screens there. What I saw there, of course, it was absolutely horrifying. So you see, I was there, but merely watching from beyond the screen.
From behind the screen, why, yes, I believe you would be spotted if you were there.
Just so, he could see everything without being spotted by the victim or that Tanuki filch. Suffice to say, he was a mere witness to the events rather than an actual third party. This guy's as slippery as an eel. Apollo, you think he's telling the truth? Well, he was in the Fox Chamber, so at least that much must be true.
The defense may cross-examine our slightly voyeuristic witness.
The dialogue in this case is top tier. Okay.
Hold it!
Hold it! Why in the world would you enter that grisly crime scene? Oops. Open there. It's a bit of a mess, but it's a funny one. Yeah, I mean, it's a silly case, but it's kind of it works.
Why? Because I was very sick. Mortimer suit it.
It what?
It was designed personally by me. I was read my work of artwork in blood on it.
This man clearly has his priorities in order.
Okay, let's get this over with, shall we? No, where was I? Oh yes. So I entered the fox chamber almost without thinking.
Hold it!
Okay. Why didn't you enter right away?
I'll ruin my designer shoes.
Your shoes?
I'm not just thinking about getting blood on my fabulous footwear. It sends chills down my spine. That's why I said that is.
Objection!
That's terrible. A man was dying in another engine. You're worried about your shoes?
Silence!
Yes, Daddy. Need I remind you that this is a court of law? We are not teaching morality here. We have schools of etiquette and the like for such trivial pursuits. Gah. Now, you listen to me, you deceptive dandy. Get to the point and be quick about it.
Yes, well, I was inside the fox chamber, but...
I can't, chat.
Hold it!
Okay. Wait a second. Why did you hide yourself? Oh, didn't mean to press that.
Oh, ma, so you do understand.
I do.
But adding, I was considering my fabulous beauty, which for the sake of the universe, is something I should never ever do. That's what you are thinking, right?
I'm sensing a black hole of egocentricity falling around the witness stand. We can deliberate his mental process another time. Get on with the testimony. Now.
Well, regarding the murder scene.
Okay.
Hold it!
Could you describe the crime scene in a bit more detail?
Huh? And what exactly would you like details about?
Well, what I'd like to ask you about is the feathers and tracks. What do you remember about the yokai feathers and tracks?
The result is when Tabata exited the forbidden chamber. It came in quite a rush, scattering feathers this way and that.
Did you immediately know it was Mr. Filch?
I did, and that's why I suggested we cook up our alibis to get there.
And how did those practice sessions go?
They were nearly the death of me. Finchie has to be their worst student ever.
He really doesn't think he's done anything wrong, does he? Well, Mr. Justice, do you consider his statement to be of any importance? Is it important? I don't think it is. Because it makes sense. Not so important. It's probably not particularly important. No, Your Honour. The witness may proceed.
All right, then. I would just like to ask if it was terribly grisly scene as I've described.
So I think we need to ask about the murder weapon then.
Hold it!
Let's just skip through this detail. The murder weapon. Could you describe the state of the weapons that have been used at the scene?
The spear had been thrust all the way through Alderman QB. Then there was that statue the Alderman used to bludgeon Mortimer. That incredibly inspiring symbol had fallen to the floor.
Oh, right, the statue. But why would he find it inspiring? Jinxie is now the only one who knows what the original looked like. Why exactly did you find the statue inspiring?
Well, when I saw that statue, I felt as if the merger had been realized. It was like a celebration of union between town and village, an inspiring symbol of goodwill.
A broken statue next to a bloody corpse. Real inspiring. Well, Mr. Justice, do you consider his statement to be very important? Yes. Very important. I believe that to be extremely important. I requested it be added to the testimony. I'm gonna nail this motherfucker now.
A statue had fallen to the floor. It was a token of goodwill celebrating the municipal merger.
I think we throw the statue in, because if Jinxie's the only one who knows what it originally looked like, how does he know?
Objection!
Your lies have finally betrayed you, Mr. LaBelle.
What possibly could you mean?
You said that this statue was like a celebration of union between town and village. Isn't that correct?
It is indeed, but what of it? The two yokai are joining hands in goodwill. As if they were celebrating the municipal merger. Something's the matter.
So, how did you really know this statue was meant to be a symbol of goodwill again?
What?
Justice Dono, explain yourself. And make it quick. This statue was meant to symbolise goodwill in its original form, but that was a secret.
A secret? Whatever do you mean?
What I mean is that it broke when someone used it to strike Mayor Tenma on the head. What's left clearly makes it look like the two yokai are battling it out. The statue's secret and its true form were lost inside that locked room. For Miss Tenma is the only living soul who should know what it once looked like. So, Mr. LaBelle, where could you have possibly seen the statue in its original form?
What do you mean, where?
The only possible answer is this. You saw the statue in its original form. Right there in the room where the alderman was murdered before it was broken.
How dare you!
Mr. Justice, are you accusing the witness with some sort of crime? Yes. Yes, I am. Florent LaBelle. I accuse you of the murder of Alderman Rex Cuby.
Oh!
Order, order! Mr. LaBelle, you've been accused of murder. Do you have anything to say in your defense?
How could you possibly accuse me, the embodiment of beauty?
Way to go, Apollo. This is the conclusive evidence we needed. Magnifico. We've got you now. We know you killed the Alderman. Now admit it.
Silence.
Yes, Daddy. Enough of your silly games, Justice Dono. This prancing peacock couldn't possibly be the killer.
Objection!
Let's take this Joker-ass looking chuckle fucker down. You know it. Loading up. What are you talking about? His alibi's already crumbled to dust. And I just proved that he was in the Fox chamber while it was still locked tight.
Silence.
Yes, Daddy. Why could he have not seen the statue in its true form before the murder? After all, he was close friends with the Alderman. Ergo.
Yes, that's right. I clearly remember it now. Alderman Cuby told me about it. About what the statue actually looked like. I mean, he was a good friend of mine.
Objection!
Yeah, right. He wouldn't show you a secret gift just like that.
Silence.
Yes, Daddy. Moreover, it has already been proven that he was not present at the scene of the crime. It has? Forgotten, have we? Recall the little scamp statement, if you will. When Jinxie Tenma unlocked the Fox chamber, she saw the Alderman and the Mayor collapse therein, and no one else. Oh, dang it. The fact is, it was you two who made that apparent in yesterday's court session. Thus, Florent LaBelle could not possibly have been in that locked room. No! Oh dear, that's unfortunate. I just don't get it. How could Jinxie not have seen LaBelle? The proof is incontrovertible. No room for debate exists. Am I not right, Your Boldness?
It does seem awfully conclusive.
The facts point to the defendant and victim being the only people in that locked room. Moreover, the defendant has already confessed.
Objection! Silence.
Yes, Daddy. Off for dinner. Enjoy, Ara. I'll try not to piss myself about deviant dandies again. You cannot defend the indefensible. Your role in this charade is over, Justice Dono. But your boldness. This trial would last an eternity if we were to keep crossing blades with these simpletons. It is high time you brought down the hammer of justice. A point well made. I believe it's time to declare a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Damien Tenma. Hold it. Who's holding it? Is it Damien again? It is. He's back.
Caw, 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 caw. It would seem that my time is at hand.
Mayor Tenma?
Counselor, there is a matter to which I must testify. I will grasp your nuts. I recall it now, only for your good graces.
Counselor? Oh, right, he must mean me. Has he finally remembered what happened before that blow to his head?
Bailiff, don't just stand there, seize him.
It's no good, I can't restrain him.
Caw, caw, caw. Know me and despair.
He's ready to deprotonate the entire courtroom.
For I am Tenma, Demon Lord of the Yokai.
Well, this got interesting.
Mr. Justice, do something!
Since when am I responsible for court security? Apollo, this is our chance. We might get some new information out of him. Your Honour, seeing as our client has something new to say, I believe due process demands we hear him out even if he is a yokai.
When you put it that way. Still, I believe testimony by a yokai is unprecedented in the legal world.
Unprecedented and absurdity, more like.
All right then, Mr. Damien Tenma, or should I say Mr. Tenma. Your testimony, please. I shall now speak of recollections most real, courtesy of my host, Damien Tenma. Heed these words, mortals, for hear them but once you shall. Caw, 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 caw.
Okay. It really disturbs me how he's just squeezing a nutsack there.
Barely conscious was Damien there amidst the darkness. Suddenly, two yokai did appear. On one side, I, Tenma, ruler of demon kind, and on the other, my mortal enemy, the nine-tailed fox.
That was the testimony?
So, is the defendant asserting that the room he was in was very dark at the time? Strange as it may be, yes, indeed, all was in darkness.
And the part about Tenma and the nine-tailed fox being there?
Yes, that too. Tenma towered overhead and the nine-tailed fox glittered gold.
Ah! I call animal abuse, Your Honour. It would seem the defender's recollections are not to be trusted.
Yes, well, truth be told, my host's recollections are still a bit fuzzy. As if half-dreamt that happening lingers in his mind.
Apollo, maybe I can help here. Really? Oh, you mean... Yeah, I can hear it. The discord in his heart. I sense an unusual emotion in the mayor's memory of the event. Okay, I just hope our findings don't come back to haunt us. Again. Okay, engage porn mode. Okay. So, we're doing a mood matrix now, huh? So he's... Okay. Why is he happy about his mortal enemy being there?
Got it!
You gotta go, Hades. Yeah, no worries. You take care, alright? Thanks for swinging by. When the nine-tailed fox appeared, you not only experienced shock and sadness, but also something like joy as well.
Joy. Perhaps it was joy at the light coming to my eyes at long last. A long and terrible creaking did pierce the silence. And then there was light.
On reflection, it was a door that did produce that infernal racket.
A creaking door? Oh, you must be talking about the Forbidden Chamber door. It does make a lot of noise. Corker, it was a false alarm. So this means the Forbidden Chamber really was opened. But what about the sudden light he described? You will not be spared the knees dutzing. I'm glad to hear it. I think I know. He mentioned darkness in Tematara towering overhead. Maybe the mayor wasn't really in the Fox Chamber at the time of the crime. Mr. Mayor, did the darkness that you were in happen to be here?
Take that!
The Forbidden Chamber? Was it not the Fox Chamber where the murder did occur?
Yes, but it all makes sense if you were in the Forbidden Chamber. That terrible creaking sound was probably the Forbidden Chamber's door opening. And the towering Tematara you saw? Most likely the Forbidden Chamber's statue.
Why, yes! That would explain it.
His eyes just came back for a second.
The darkness and the staff in the demon's grasp.
But even if all that's true, then what about the Nine-Tailed Fox? Maybe he was seeing things, just like Jinxie and her imaginary yokai. Fantastico, Apollo. It's entirely possible. In a groggy, dreamlike state, people can misremember things and events.
Misremember, you say? Let me think. Ah, I do believe I remember now. That was not the Nine-Tailed Fox. It was the Amazing Nine-Tails.
What? The Amazing Nine-Tails?
At first, this is but a dream, I thought. Now, however, most clearly do I recall it. 'Twas the Amazing Nine-Tails who did open the Forbidden Chamber's door.
Okay. I'm sorry I asked. The Amazing Nine-Tails, but that was the victim, Alderman Cuby, right? Yeah, why would he open the Forbidden Chamber? Wasn't he trying to keep it sealed? Never mind that. This is completely new information. Let me enter it and run an update. Okay. Okay.
Amid the darkness, a mighty statue of Tematara loomed overhead. Suddenly the door did open and a shaft of light did pierce the gloom.
Okay.
The Amazing Nine-Tails had come to the rescue.
So... why is he scared of the Amazing Nine-Tails? 1 second, chat. Just checking something real quick. Hold on. Okay. Don't worry, we're solid. It's the fourth one. The others make sense. I think it's the fourth one as well. I think it's this one. Oh, I missed... What? What do you suppose the Amazing Nine-Tails was up to? Good question. Could he have been trying to free the mayor from the Forbidden Chamber? But why help an enemy like that? Wasn't he opposed to the mayor's merger plan? Well, at least now we know why the room suddenly lit up. Must have been a huge relief for the mayor. I mean, just thinking about being trapped in that pitch-black room freaks me out. I think I've got it. I think it's this one.
Got it!
When the Amazing Nine-Tails opened the chamber door, banishing the darkness within, you felt joy, but didn't you also feel shock and sadness?
Yes, in the hazy depths of my mind, I do recollect something of that nature. I believe it was the Fiend's Cape of Red. For when I did behold it, a great wave of sadness did inexplicitly wash over me.
Inexplicitly? Ha, okay. A cape of red? Apollo, we've reduced the noise level. Oh, but there's still a little left. Mayor Tenma, why were you sad when you saw the red cape? Why indeed? What could this mean? I guess his memory's still a little spotty. I know because his latest recollection contradicts the evidence. Can I check the poster again? Sure. The cape is golden, and it's like the nine-tailed cape. Red cape. Hold on. Unless this is what he means. Something this obvious could arise. When someone is trying to force a fuzzy memory into a definitive shape. Apollo, I know what you have to do. You need to present evidence that contradicts the image you see. Oh, so it's basically the same as the usual cross-examination process. Okay, so time to review the evidence. Look out contradiction. Here comes justice. Okay. Aha! Yeah, you're right. You're right, Hades. Because the Ninetales cape is not... That's the wrong colour. I'm still going to save scum this because, like, I'm a cheap twat, but...
Objection!
You said the amazing Ninetales cape was red. Are you sure about that? Yes, well, I do believe it was a red cape I saw, but... The moon matrix is it's interesting, yeah. May 10, though. I don't know if I like it as much as the magic cock ring. Does his cape look red to you? Oh, that certainly does not look red. Not even scarlet or crimson either. Nevertheless, upon my liberation, something red did fill my as yet hazy field of view. And I thought to myself, the amazing Ninetales is arrayed in a cape of red. So you mistook that red something for his cape, huh? Apparently so, and remembering it now brings a great sadness upon me. So the red something probably wasn't a cape after all. Maybe that great sadness he mentioned is what's interfering with his memory. Well, he would have seen the fox chamber behind the amazing Ninetales. What red object could he have seen there that would have been that shocking? I know. Could it have been... Mr. Mayor, was the red thing you saw this?
Take that!
Something red that could produce a deep sadness. Could it be, Mr. Temple, that what you saw was the alderman's blood? Blood? Why, yes, it was blood. Ah! Oh, he's angry. It's all coming back to me now. It wasn't a red cape that I saw. It was lying behind the amazing Ninetales, the alderman's bloody body. Okay. Ha. Okay. No more noise. Noise gone. Bye, noise. Bye-bye. His noise level's down to 0. I think he's remembered everything now. Does this mean the amazing Ninetales killed Alderman QB? But the Alderman was the amazing Ninetales, so how exactly would that work? Hey, I asked you first. Well, Mr. Justice, you sure know how to make a complicated matter even more complicated. True, but at the time of the crime, our client was in the Forbidden Chamber. Moreover...
Silence!
Yes, Daddy. Hoy, don't you think this strange? The little scamp has already confirmed her father to be in the Fox Chamber. But she said naught about seeing the amazing Ninetales there. You just had to bring that up, didn't you? Jinxie didn't see LaBelle there either. It's so weird. Who really was in that room then? Would the defense care to share any theories with the court? Can you explain the inconsistency between the defendant's testimony and his daughter's? Can I? Let's try and cook it. Let's try and cook it, chat. Let's try and cook it. Hey, Sheriff, how you doing? Have I behaved? I always behave. LaBelle made Tenma's suit. He did, yeah, he did. I always behave. I'm a good boy. I'm a good boy, Sheriff. I'm just a little guy, you know. The only thing I can think of... He was very sussy and reacted to Deviant Daddy with 5 minutes of hilarity. Look, it was an extremely funny line, alright? It was a very funny line. The people who watch the VOD are just going to see me just lose my shit at that. I've got 3 guns pointed at me, I better not be lying. You better have a license to them. Can I explain the inconsistency between the defendant's testimony and his daughter's? Can I do that? I will try. Yes, of course I can explain it. Because if I don't, we're in serious trouble. Not with more of your bluffs and fairy tales, I trust. Fair warning, Justice Dono. I shall have your head if you fail to explain this. What about a good old-fashioned penalty?
Well, Mr. Justice, let's see if you have a head worth keeping on your shoulders.
First of all, Mr. LaBelle was definitely in the Fox chamber while it was locked. We also know that Mayor Tem was in the Forbidden Chamber based on his testimony. These 2 facts are crucial to my explanation. So let's consider the following question. If the facts point to Florent LaBelle and the victim being there at the scene, why did Jinxie Tenma see the victim and her father, Mayor Tenma? I think you're onto something. LaBelle made Tenma suit.
A very good question indeed.
No worries, Sheriff. You sleep well, alright? Thanks for swinging by as well. Good to see you.
I suppose you have an answer for us.
Sadly, you'd be supposing wrong. You think she could have mistaken LaBelle for the mayor? Well, if she did, the question is, why did she do that?
Well, how about that explanation, Mr. Justice? I believe the time for questions is over. The defence asserts that Florent LaBelle was at the scene of the crime. However, Jinxie Tenma has testified she saw her father collapse there. If she has in fact misremembered the event, what could have made her do so?
LaBelle was disguised as Tenma. The figure Miss Tenma saw was not her father. It was Florent LaBelle disguised as Damien Tenma.
Silence.
Yes, Daddy. That is a complete impossibility. Their faces are utterly unalike. How could you explain that away with a mere disguise?
Yes, they both do have incredibly distinctive faces.
Maybe the disguise completely hid his face? I think Jinxie would have mentioned if she couldn't see her father's face. And if it was that sort of a disguise, wouldn't she have removed it? Oh, right. Your sword is as dull as your mind, Justice Dono. Shall I show you what a truly sharp blade is capable of?
Please don't.
I think I'll... Ah! Did I just get killed? Are you okay, Apollo? I'm... not fine, am I? Well, now that we have that little fairy tale out of the way, your boldness, your verdict, if you will. Wait, what?
Mr. Justice, I believe it's time for a verdict if you have no further arguments.
What's even left for me to do? Apollo! Remember what Mr. Wright always says? When you're stuck in a tight spot, turn the case upside down. Turn the case upside down. He does say that, doesn't he? But if I don't quite see how it applies here. Still, never hurts to give it a try, I guess. Let's see. Rather than Jinxie didn't remove the disguise, maybe she couldn't remove it. And rather than she didn't tell anyone about the disguise, maybe it was she couldn't talk about it. A wrestler's mask is more precious than his own life. A wrestler's? He'd never unmask himself in front of others. But there are matches where wrestlers battle for the right to remove each other's... Oh, I see. Wait, hang on. If she thinks that LaBelle is disguised as her dad, but she can't take off her mask, is LaBelle the Amazing Ninetales? To have your mask torn off is the worst humiliation a wrestler could suffer. That's why their masks are more important to them than life itself. And what about the fact that it was the Amazing Ninetales who opened the door? A mask that can't be removed in front of others. Can these facts turn things around? think they can. Ah! Uh-oh. We got it all backwards. Apollo? I think we might have made a huge mistake. Your boldness. I see no need to further indulge in their silly little farce. The defence has no proof. They never did, and they never will. Then it seems I must announce my verdict.
Objection!
Get objected, nerd. I do have proof. Do you now? All right, but this better be good, Mr. Justice. We can solve the remaining riddles by turning all of our assumptions upside down. Why Jinxie Temma mistook Mr. LaBelle for her father? Why she couldn't remove the costume or tell anyone about it in the first place? These riddles are inextricably linked to Mayor Tenma's secret identity. A shocking secret identity that will turn the entire premise of this case upside down. This piece of evidence clearly reveals Mayor Tenma's true identity. White hair inside. Might have been at the crime scene. I'm going to save anyway, just because I'm a save scummy little bastard. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I've got this one now.
Take that!
Ah! What absolute claptrap, poppycock, balderdash! He said it! He said balderdash! Amazing. We thought the Alderman was the Amazing Ninetales and the Mayor was Tenma. That's why we believe the Mayor killed the Alderman in his lust for Ninetales Vale. And it was the basis for the prosecution's entire case against our client. However, LaBelle loves hair dye. He does. We got the whole thing backwards. Mayor Tenma wasn't Tenma at all. He was the Amazing Ninetales.
What? What's this?
Well. You best explain yourself, Justice Dono. And from where you derive such a far-fetched conclusion. Jinxie no doubt knew the true identity of the Amazing Ninetales, but she couldn't tell anyone no matter what. That's why she didn't say it was the Amazing Ninetales she saw passed out. Even though, unbeknownst to her, it was really Thorpe LaBelle in disguise.
Silence!
Yes, Daddy. The accused and that deceitful dandy are utterly dissimilar in physical build and voice. The little scamp would have seen the difference.
Objection!
Remember, Mr. LaBelle has his very own brand of cosmetics. Why couldn't he fake a different build too? And anyone speaking through a mask would naturally sound different.
Silence!
Yes, Daddy. Why did she not simply pull the mask off?
Objection!
A masked wrestler's disguise is more precious than life itself. As a huge fan of the Amazing Ninetales, she would never dare unmask him. Gah. Uah! This case of mistaken identity also explains the riddle of the locked room.
Then by all means, Mr. Justice, answer it for us already.
First, Mr. LaBelle entered the room where the Mayor and Alderman were talking. I suspect he brought with him coffee laced with some sort of sedative. Once the Alderman was out cold... That's when Mr. LaBelle killed him. Next, he took the Mayor, who he'd also drugged, into the Forbidden Chamber. Then he returned to the Fox Chamber, slipped into some of the Mayor's spare clothes, and completed the disguise by donning the Amazing Ninetales' mask. With his entire charade in place, Mr. LaBelle then let out a scream. The scream that led Jinxie Tenma to the scene. Oh, so then... the person who said I killed Alderman QB was... Yep, that was Thorpe LaBelle in disguise. The Mayor never actually confessed.
Silence!
Yes, Daddy. This is no more than guesswork and speculation. Now, stop your jabbering and...
Objection!
No, you twisted samurai. This time, you stop your jabbering and let me finish making my case. Ah. Once Miss Tenma left the scene, Mr. LaBelle, still wearing the Mayor's clothes and mask, opened the Forbidden Chamber. It's pretty good, actually, yeah. So he could drag the Mayor back out into the Fox Chamber. Oh, so the amazing Ninetales the mayor saw was finally one of the defense attorneys grows a backbone. Hell yes. Right, it was LaBelle opening the Forbidden Chamber. The second time Mr. LaBelle opened the door to the Forbidden Chamber, he happened to catch the thieving Mr. Filch by surprise. Startled, Mr. Filch in his Tenmatara disguise ran as fast as he could away from the room. This case is not liked by the community because they feel the setup's too far-fetched. What the hell? This is good! I missed some text there, hold on. As he did, he left behind him a trail of feathers and tracks, and gave Miss Tenma the scare of her life in the hallway. With no one left to witness the events that had occurred, Mr. LaBelle then proceeded to drag the sleeping mayor back into the Fox Chamber.
I see. Well, that all certainly does make sense.
Then, after dragging the mayor back into the Fox Chamber, I tell you what, Ara, this case is brilliant for one specific reason. 2 words. Deviant dandy. Mr. LaBelle threw the mask out the window and fled the room.
Silence.
Yes, Daddy. For this absurd theory to work, it requires that the defendant be the amazing Ninetales. However, he was the one pushing for the municipal merger. That such an individual could possibly be the amazing Ninetales is preposterous. I'm not out of his antiquated antics. Oh, excellent.
Objection.
I hope antiquated and antics are the name of each of his arms. The mayor was blackmailed into pursuing the merger. Miss Tenma's life would have been in danger if he'd openly voiced his opposition. That's why he created a secret identity as the amazing Ninetales. Ah! This is madness. No one could possibly hatch such an insane plot. No one except a killer is as insane as his plot, and I'd say Florent LaBelle more than qualifies.
Foolish mortal. It is at your own peril that you forget who I am.
Mayor Tenma, it's okay now. Jinx will be safe just as soon as Mr. LaBelle's arrested. You are the amazing Ninetales, aren't you? Aye. This is madness moment. Is it Jinxie? Nope, it's him again.
Oh, you have quite the active imagination. My Tenma is not the amazing Ninetales.
Objection.
What do you mean?
Well, as he may have admitted to it yet.
But that's just...
Or even if he did admit to such nonsense, I would reveal the truth behind Tenma to all that he know.
What?
Why you would dare reveal the secret. Oh, my good friend, the older man told me about it. But it would have been good to expose the truth. What with the superstitions now, wouldn't it?
The truth behind Tenmataro? What's he talking about?
So good. Say it. Say I'm the amazing Ninetales. I adore you.
Objection.
Wait. Will somebody please explain what's going on here?
Mayor Tenma will do anything to keep the truth behind Tenmatoro's secret. A dark, terrible truth that has been kept secret by the village superstitions.
One final cross-examination remains after this. Okay. And if the mayor admits to being the amazing Ninetales, he'll expose the truth?
Right, I won't have him walking free because of some nonsense you made up.
Huh. So, what now, Justice Dono? Without the mayor's admission, your theory is as useless as you are in battle. I'll show you who's useless. Apollo, don't you dare give up now. I know. Your Honour, I believe Mr. LaBelle's statement warrants a thorough cross-examination. After all, the true identity of the amazing Ninetales is the cornerstone of this case. You do have a point there.
Please answer this court, Mr. LaBelle. Is the defendant the amazing Ninetales or not?
Here we go.
The amazing Ninetales' true identity is not my Tenma. The mayor would never admit to such utter nonsense. But if he did admit to such nonsense, I'll expose the truth behind Tenma to all that he know. And that would bring ruin upon Ninetales there, just as the superstitions say.
It's that book, isn't it? The book got taken away from us. We don't have it anymore. Okay. Talk about out of the pot and into the fire. At this rate, the mayor will be found guilty for sure.
Honestly speaking, if Mayor Damien Tenmer is not the Amazing Ninetales, I'm afraid I don't see how the defense has much of a case here.
Let's just leave it at that, shall we? We all know Alderman QB was the Amazing Ninetales anyway. I mean, that's how Ninetales were when it come back. The Alderman was so popular.
There's got to be a hole in that testimony somewhere. But I don't even know where to start. Since we don't have any proof the mayor's the Amazing Ninetales, then we'll just have to get him to admit it himself. But if he admits it, LaBelle's going to expose the secret behind Tenmataro. Oh, we're so close, I know it.
The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Okay.
Hold it!
Okay. This whole case only makes sense if the mayor is the Amazing Ninetales. I know you used his mask to create this illusion of a locked room murder.
Silence!
Yes, Daddy. Nothing more than idle speculation. You've no evidence now, have you?
Objection!
Mr. LaBelle knows what this statue originally looked like. That means he had to be in the Fox Chamber while it was still locked tight.
Sorry, but I heard about this statue from Alderman QB.
You gotta go this time, Hades. Yeah, no worries. Thanks for the hangs, and I will be back to EBF 5 on Thursday coming as normal, so hopefully see you before then, but if not, take care. Thanks for the hangs, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, right?
If you don't believe me, just ask him. But what's that? The Alderman's dead. Looks like the joke's on you, my sweaty little friend.
Apollo, you mind if I wring his neck? Wait in line, because I'm going first.
Temper, anyway.
Hold it!
The only nonsense here in this court is you and your assertions.
Such anger is terrible for the skin, you know. Beauty is like a flower that blooms forth from a serene heart.
Excuse me?
I wouldn't expect a wilted peasant like you to understand. Perhaps this fragrance will help the blossom with a new bloom. Ah! You liked that, didn't you?
Enough jabbering around blossoms and whatnot. Get on with your testimony before I slice you into a bouquet of cut flowers.
Oh dear, please excuse me. As I was saying, the assertion of our wilted attorney here is utter nonsense.
Okay.
Hold it!
You'd be arrested, wouldn't you?
We too. I would be sacrificed upon the altar of justice to spare my innocence. But what a terrible loss that would be for the future of humankind's cosmetic needs. It is a tragedy that must be averted. Defend me if you understand this.
Silence!
Yes, Daddy. The only terrible loss is the time wasted by your ceaseless yammering. If you would avert the tragedy awaiting you, and that vexing visage of yours, then...
Yes, I know. You tell me my testimony, and suffice to say, should the man admit to this offensive nonsense, I will make good on my threat and...
Oh, hang on. Where's the blackmail letter gone? We don't have it anymore.
Hold it!
And just how did you learn of this so-called truth behind Tenmataro?
Alderman QB told me about it. It's a secret of the forbidden chamber and the truth behind Tenmataro.
Why would he share secrets like that with you, Mr. LaBelle?
Because of the alderman's wife. I was looking after her while she was hospitalized. I appreciated it so much. He shares his secrets with me.
Wait, did he threaten the alderman in addition to the mayor? Don't tell me that's how we learned how to open the Forbidden Chamber.
Needless to say, I'm not above revealing the truth beyond Temmatara.
Hold it!
Do not gaze upon Temmataro. Do not tell others if you see him. Isn't that what the village superstitions say?
Exactly. Telling others what Temmatara looks like would reveal the truth. That's why the superstitions were written down in the first place.
And Ruin coming to the village if you free him? Is that a warning not to expose the truth?
Bingo! As the truth is, Temmatara is a great, greed-inspiring fortune. That's what the old battle over Natar's Vale is about.
Temmataro is a great fortune. Come to think of
Oh, well, this is the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpapa told me all about it. Says there's an amazing treasure in there.
it. Could Temmataro actually be the Forbidden Chamber treasure? Telling the villagers that Temmataro is a terrifying yokai is what has scared them away from the Forbidden Chamber and the treasure within. That's how the treasure's been kept secret all this time.
Well. It seems our attorney has uncovered the truth that must not be revealed.
Mayor Temma looks like he wants to keep the truth hidden as much as I do.
Tragedy is doomed to repeat itself as long as Temmatara exists. That is why the secret must be protected.
As long as Temmataro exists, sir. Mr. LaBelle, please add that statement to your testimony.
Tragedy is doomed to repeat it as long as Temmatara exists.
I think I know what I need to do here. I actually... How's the mayor supposed to admit his secret identity now? Well, you have to find a way to make him say it or our entire case unravels. There must be a hole in the Belle's testimony somewhere. I've got the hole already.
Objection!
Mr. LaBelle, what if Temmataro no longer existed? Revealing the truth would no longer be an issue, would it?
If Temmatara no longer existed?
What on earth are you talking about? Oh, apparently you haven't heard. Temmataro no longer exists.
Oh, well, everybody's heard about the bird.
But I guess you didn't get to do a thorough search after the key was taken from you. Because when we searched the Forbidden Chamber, there wasn't any treasure there.
Really? Well, maybe you weren't looking in the right place.
Sorry, but I have proof that Temmataro no longer exists. Take a look at this figure.
What do we have here? It looks like some sort of creature.
We found this in the Forbidden Chamber. It's an Azuki Kozo figure. The great thief Azuki Kozo used to leave them at the scene of his crimes.
Are you suggesting that Temmatara has been stolen?
Yep, Phineas Filch's grandfather, a master thief, was the culprit.
And was that idiot Mori Caretaker's grandfather, no less? You! No! A beautiful golden Temmatara was.
The greed inspired by Temmataro could no longer bring ruin upon Ninetales Vale. Isn't that right, Mayor Temma?
The roots of tragedy would indeed seem to be gone. In fact, I now recall the Alderman revealing the secret to me on the day of our meeting. He must have been speaking of Temmataro, for he said to me the gold ingot was gone.
The gold ingot? You mean the treasure that is Temmataro's true form?
Recall, if you will, the scroll in the Forbidden Chamber. Temmataro is the yellowish object shown there. A giant gold ingot that my nomadic ancestors bestowed upon Ninetales Vale. In return for that gold, my ancestors did receive from Ninetales Vale land that would become Tenma Town. But drive the villagers mad with greed did that great fortune. Bitter was their greed-fueled battle.
It was as if they were possessed. My ancestors' gold became a curse upon their village, a curse of ruin. Thus it was that the yokai Tenmatara came to be. So Tenmatara and the village superstitions were merely fairy tales to scare people away. Fairy tale or not, Tenmatara made quite the mess of things. Yes, indeed, for there is no greater monster than a mortal man's lust for gold. Well, you know what they say, love of money is the root of all evil. My ancestors did bring a terrible thing here to Ninetales Vale, a thing so terrible that Tenmatara, a monster just as terrible, had to be created to keep it a secret. Yet we have naught but love for the little village to which we owe our very existence. Tenmatara would never seek to take over Ninetales Vale in a merger. Oh my, that was quite a shocking lesson in history. Mr. Mayor, now that we know Tenmatara no longer exists, are you ready to admit your secret? You're the Amazing Ninetales, aren't you? 1 second, chat. I just need to check something a moment. Hold on. Oh dear. Sorry about this. I need to keep checking stuff.
No, don't do it. Please no.
God, I hope I never have to voice another French character in this series.
Be gone, you demented demon.
Now, where was I? The Golden Lord of Yokai, the Amazing Ninetales, is indeed me. Okay, he's having a good laugh there. And that means jinxing. Yes? The man wearing the mayor's clothes who you saw collapse in the Fox Chamber, was he wearing the Amazing Ninetales' mask? Uh-huh. That's what made me think it was Papa. He said he was going to reveal the secret identity of QB that day, so... So it really wasn't Papa I saw there, was it? Just 1 second, chat. I just realised something. No, I shouldn't do that, should it? Hold on. It should be alright. Okay. It was Florent's idea from the start. He advised me to reveal my secret identity to the alderman. Yeesh, Rube Goldberg machines have less elaborate setups than the Bell's scheme. Heh! You may rest easy now, little Jinxie. The monster's deception is through. Caw. The true facts behind this case have finally come to light. Mayor Temper did not kill Alderman QB, but Florent the Bell did.
Ha! Dare ye, peasant! Non!
Silence.
Yes, Daddy. Justice Dono, you should at least have a real blade in your hands if you desire to cross swords with me. Or have you mistaken this battlefield for a training ground? What's this guy want now? Evidence is like a razor-sharp blade that cuts through bone as though it were butter. But you have only blind guesses, a dull blade incapable of cutting even a cake. He has you there, Mr. Justice. After all, evidence is everything in a court of law. But...
So what? Let's see some evidence.
of course, a perfect being like me wouldn't leave any incriminating evidence behind. This is the final battle. Just as a samurai must live and die by the sword. You will now live or die by the evidence you hold. My swift blade of judgment awaits. Now, present your conclusive evidence, or don't you have any? Ah, crap. Do I have anything conclusive? The Kurumi label jumps out. It's Florent Labelle's own brand, isn't available to the general public. Evidence? I've got evidence. You do? Of course. It's just the conclusive evidence we need too. I'm going to finally prove Mayor Tenma innocent. Here comes justice. Let's review the facts. The most damning evidence against the mayor was the crime scene itself. The mayor and the victim were the only two people found in the room. Also, we all thought the alderman was killed because he was the Amazing Ninetales. But as we now know, of course, we were way off. The Amazing Ninetales is really Mayor Damien Tenma. That's why when his daughter Jinxie saw the Amazing Ninetales collapse at the scene, she mistook him for her father. Those are the facts as we've revealed. However, Mr. Labelle asserts he didn't leave any evidence at the scene of the crime, but he didn't say anything about evidence outside the crime scene. Maybe he's as clever as he thinks he is. Does any of the evidence found outside the crime scene provide any clues? Yes, because there was a white hair found inside the mask. White hair inside. Ah, I know. The Amazing Ninetales mask found washed up along the river. What sort of clue does that mask hold? White hair. You don't lose any life in the red line scenes. Okay. And what about the hair left in the mask? Who's it belong to? Florent Labelle. The hair is Florent Labelle's. Now that's what I call conclusive evidence. Well, Mr. Justice, do you have any conclusive evidence to present this court? Of course I do. Observe this mask, if you will.
That mask? How is that conclusive evidence?
It's not the mask itself, but the white hair inside it. We originally thought it belonged to Alderman Rex Cuby.
Yes, but the Amazing Ninetales is, as we now know, Mayor Tenma, so...
That's correct. So the question is, whose hair could this be? And the answer to that is the last person to have worn it before it was discarded. That would be you, Mr. Florent Labelle.
What are you talking about? I never had idiots white hair like that.
Silence.
Yes, Daddy. It would appear your coup de grace failed to hit its mark. This freakish fop is not the white hair type, because he's busy being one ludicrously garish colour or another.
Objection.
No, Prosecutor Blackquill. It's you who has made a fatal error. What? Remember where this mask was found? It washed up by the side of the river. With that in mind, this last piece of evidence will solve all the remaining riddles. Hair colour that washes out with water.
Take that.
Ah! That's...
What is that?
This is Mr. Labelle's own private brand of hair colour. It washes out with just water. The court will also recall the Amazing Ninetales mask washed up along the side of the village river with white hair inside it. What's this? Are you saying that preening peacock's hair colour is... That's exactly what I'm saying. Mr. Labelle's hair colour is a freaky work of fiction. But thanks to the river flowing through Ninetales Vale, we now have a real-life expose. Ah! The white hair in this mask is conclusive evidence proving you're the real killer. A DNA test is all we need to prove it, and we both know we'll get a match. Admit it. Florent Labelle, you were the one who killed Alderman Rex Cuby. Unless he's wearing wigs.
Yeah. Pass on, and there you are.
You're performing. Oh, he's going crazy. I can't keep up with that. And suddenly, Wendy Oldbag. Oh no!
Hello, this is Labelle. What? The project is Earth. This is LeBel. The sponsors have pulled out. LeBel speaking. I'm fine. You are no longer there's aid. Hello. This is LeBel. But there's a stratospheric damage claim against me. $100 million. I'm finished, washed up. Stick your fork in me, I'm done.
That was weird. This is preposterous. I, Simon Blackquill, defeated.
Order, order, order in the court. Well, this is quite the unexpected outcome. I must hand it to you, Mr. Justice. You really turned this case on its head, just like that other lawyer, Phoenix Wright.
Wait, that was a compliment, right?
Prosecutor Blackquill, what have you done with Frontal Bell?
The defaced man has withered like a flower without water. One of the officers is currently tending to him with a sprinkler. Wouldn't that just wash even more of his makeup off? Allow me to explain the actions of the guilty party in detail. The motive, of course, was to steal the gold ingot known as Tenmataro. However, few were allowed into the manor due to its cultural ties to Ninetails Vale. LeBel set in motion plans to gain access to the manor, and the gold within via the merger. But the efforts of the amazing Ninetails saw those plans come to a halt. And thus LeBel murdered the alderman and attempted to pin the blame on Mayor Tenma. Wait, this is the amazingly ridiculous part. I've got to see this.
I see. But what I still can't comprehend is why he would go after the gold in the first place. Mr. LeBel doesn't look like someone who's in need of financial aid.
LeBel hid his past well, much like he hid his beauty with makeup. He's mired in debt. Debt due to pouring money into a brand only he could love. Which is why he sought the gold with such veracity. Too bad for him, someone else had gotten to it. Wait, hold on. Hold on. So, this guy killed a man, tried to frame his boss, because he was losing money on cosmetics that he would only use on himself and would not sell to other people. Am I reading that right? Amazing. Oh, that's so stupid. I love it.
I see. Very well then. I believe it is time I declare a verdict. This court finds the defendant Damien Tenma.
Fantastic. Thank you, Gumshoe. Thank you, Gummers. You can stop being Tenmatara now, man.
Whew. Court is adjourned.
Gavel. Beautiful. Chef kiss 10 out of 10. Okay. Oh, that was some seriously good lawyering, Apollo. Even I didn't see that coming. Haha. Just got lucky, I guess. He banished Tenmatara from Ninetails Vale like he was some kind of exorcist. There's still one thing I don't understand. How come Mr. LeBel didn't kill Mayor Tenma too? He could have set it up so the mayor murdered the alderman, then died from a counterattack. That would have removed at least one possible fly from the ointment. I was wondering about that too. But I have a hunch LeBel was biding his time. He was planning on exposing the amazing Ninetails' true identity himself. Huh? But why? Because the mayor was the amazing Ninetails. Had LeBel succeeded in framing Mayor Tenma for the alderman's murder, the restless popularity would have plummeted once his identity was revealed. Oh, I guess I get it. If the amazing Ninetails was just killed, he'd die a hero. But if he was proved a villain, his fans would abandon him, making the merger that much easier. Right. Then, when the merger was complete and everything cooled down, he'd be able to search the Forbidden Chamber at his leisure. What an insanely intricate plot.
Caw, 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 caw. A most excellent job clearing my name. A feat worthy of the Demon Lord's approval.
LaBelle thought about everything except selling his cosmetics. Oh my goodness, yeah. Why are you acting like Tenmataro again?
Let this be of no concern to you.
How could it not concern?
Tenmataro, be gone!
Ah!
Jinxie. Seems like ages since I've laid eyes on you.
Papa, you're finally back.
Yes, it would seem Tenmataro is no match for you.
I'm not scared of that silly yokai anymore.
Oh, your father's a free man now, Jinxie. Isn't that great?
Thank you for all you've done. Seeing you guys in action, it made me feel like I don't have to be afraid anymore.
Wait, is Jinxie actually smiling?
This is all thanks to you two. Too bad the Amazing Ninetales will have to retire, though.
Ah, how come?
Once everyone hears I'm the Amazing Ninetales, my fan base will nosedive. After all, I'm not the most popular of people. Another reason for my secret identity. I don't see how I could possibly continue.
Haha, I think you've misjudged yourself. Take a look outside.
Say, now that you mention it, what's all that noise out there?
A big crowd gathered outside the courthouse once the news broke. Seems they want to get a glimpse of Mayor Damien Tenma, the man behind the mask, and to root for your return to the wrestling ring.
Rooting for me? But I thought I was nothing more than a malefactor in their eyes.
The only one who really matters is Jinxie. Sure how cool you really are.
Yeah, you're the coolest when you're out there fighting in the ring, Papa.
He's also, like, fucking jacked. Muscles on this man. Here, I think you'll be needing this.
Take that!
Thank you. Now, if you would excuse me. I don't want to keep my fans waiting.
Disgusting hitboxes. Yeah.
Ninetales Vale forever!
Fantastic. He's literally King from Tekken. I sure hope they can settle this problem between Tenma and Ninetales Vale. Me too. I'm sure they'll be fine. After all, he's someone's furry awakening! The blackmailer slash killer is behind bars and the merger is no longer an issue. Plus, the Amazing Ninetales is obviously still a hit. I suspect Ninetales Vale will be too. And it's all because we believed in our client. Just like you said. Okay, people. Now that we've got that one in the bag, let's go get something to eat. I'm starving. Sounds good. I've been so nervous I haven't eaten since yesterday. Better keep eating, Apollo. Or you might have to start looking up at me. Huh? I'm definitely not past my growth phase. I'm definitely past my growth phase. You should be about past yours too. Kidding me? I'm just getting started. Ready or not, it's face stuffing time. Keep eating like that and the only direction you'll grow is sideways. Very funny. But I've got a hollow leg. I can eat as much as I want without gaining an ounce. Really? Oh, I can't wait to see this. Calories? Just let them try and stick on me. Alright, alrighty, you two. Let's get going before the old man closes shop. Eldune's Noodles isn't an all-night stand, you know. I'm with Mr. Wright. Let's go. Let's go get some fucking salty broth. I've been waiting to have a bowl from there ever since Mr. Wright told me about them. Well, what are we waiting for? The noodles are on me today, so I expect some serious eating from you two. Yay! Thanks, boss. I won't let you down. Athena has no idea what she's getting into. Mr. Eldune's noodles are so hot and salty. 2 bowls would kill a man. The saltiest of broths. That was our first case together. And it felt like nothing could bring us down after that. The dark age of the law seemed so distant, so irrelevant to our small, cozy office. Noodles brought to you by Eldune and Panera. Yes. But little did I know that it had been lurking all along, right there, behind us. The first time it made itself known was during the murder at Themis Legal Academy. Oh. That case would mark the twilight before the dark, cold night that was to come. Ooh. I don't know about annoying. I mean, it was kind of dramatic in its way. Right, nice. That was a good case. That was high tier. Right, let's pull over to the chat room because I'll be wrapping up in a minute because I need to go rest. I've got some stuff to be doing as well. Yeah, look at little Blackquill plushie. He's so cute. Ah, yay, yay, yay. Anyway, yeah, we're going to come back to this on Friday next week when we start playing Turnabout Academy, it's saying. So, yeah, that should be neat. That should be neat. So I'm going to go now. I don't know if I'm streaming tomorrow or Sunday. Yeah, I haven't made any plans for the weekend, so I might take tomorrow as a day off, to be honest, because I need some rest. You know, I need to rest, and there's no two ways about that. So maybe take tomorrow off, have a rest up. Yeah, you have a nice rest of your evening as well. You take care in the meantime. I'm pretty much just gonna wrap straight up tonight and not raid out anything, because I'm fucking knackered. I've got some stuff to do. So I will see you guys very soon. Thank you for hanging out with me again tonight. Enjoy the rest of your day, whatever time it might be. Hopefully I will see you tomorrow or Sunday, depending on when the next stream. But in the meantime, take care, and thank you again for coming. I'll see you soon. Till then.